Okay, so it says it's being recorded now. Now I need to do this. Present content, iPad screen. But it says it's already recording. You guys should be able to see my screen because I can see my screen. Okay. How does it sound? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, I guess it.
Everybody hears me fine? Because I'm doing this off my this is off my iPad.
Yeah, you sound good.
Betty. Okay, so all right. Let me see this on the screen. There we go. Well, gold is at a level. Pull this up here. Can close this over here. Pull this over here. This is going to be a level on gold. I think we will get to see by the next hour where this one wants to go. I actually had a sell in gold right, let's see, right here, and it missed my sell limit last night. But I'm going to show you guys something on gold right now. A couple things. So this is that break. So this is done, 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 done. All that's done through there. This is the zone on gold right in here. All this right here is the zone in gold. What I'm looking at is this failure right here in gold there. So it's going to be a very interesting, this is going to be a very interesting point right here. That close beneath this up here is going to be something that we're going to need to pay attention to. We're going to need to watch on those levels. It's already pretty much made the moves that it's needed to make. And now, let me pull over to here. This is the buying zone straight through here. Okay. This close, if we look at this from a line chart perspective, it's already broken really hard through the line chart. Couple things that I'm looking at are, if this thing decides to go back up, it will do it very soon. If not, this thing is going to keep dropping. It's not going to have, unless it does it right here, this thing is going to tank again. We'll probably, I don't know where, if it does drop, I don't know, have any idea how far it can drop. I just know that if we don't see a reaction on this at this line here, then we will be going down. I love this freaking iPad for me being able to draw the way I want to draw. We'll be looking at that. If not, then we could see price go back and retest this zone up in here, all the zone right there. That's could be where we go back and see price go to retest. But this is very bearish. The only thing that's going to save this thing from going down is going to be this zone right, literally exactly where it is. This is going to be the only thing that ends up saving this thing is about right here. So there's a bunch of reversal candles there that are showing that it could have some kind of signs to go up, but this is the 4-hour candle. It still hasn't really broken this line right here. Still hasn't really broken that. ABCD pattern completion has happened, but I'm telling you guys, right here is going to be the line that you can pretty much put your money on, that this thing is going to either tank off of this line right here or shoot up through here. If it shoots up, probably going to go back up to like 1908. If it shoots down, it's going to come back down to 19 down here, so down to this level there. But this is one I got my sights on right now because there's a lot of movement in gold. I need to get a drink. There's a lot of movement in gold right now. So, I want to make sure that, we address this thing to where it's at, because again, this can be something that has a lot of movement. And so this is the ABCD completion here, fib retracement right through here. It's also sitting underneath right here. Well, it's kind of playing around with it. We got about 50 minutes. We'll be able to see some stuff happen. But 1900, this is a very important zone. This is a very important zone right here. Not a lot of volume has moved through this, but in about an hour, we'll start to see some kind of movement and volume on gold at this level. So just looking at this, just paying attention to this is something that, I'm watching, could have some kind of move up just simply because of this little guy right here. This is why this will have some kind of move up. And if it does, that's fine, because the next selling point in gold, which is perfect, it comes right up to 1920. This will be a zone in which I'm looking to enter in. And if you guys look at this off of the daily, the zone in which that looks like is this here. It's about right through here. A little bit, about right there. That's the zone right there. So I'm here for a trade off of gold here because it's still in the downtrend. I can't remember. Oh, yeah. This is no different if you put it this way. So my gold trade, right, and where I'm looking at this at, this is absolutely no different than, I can't, fib levels get on my nerves. Absolutely no different than, let me go find it, this guy right here, odd USD. The trade that I had done last week, this zone here, this was the sell that I did on odd USD right through here. There was my sell off of odd USD right there. So this was the zone. It was at a buying zone as well, but it stayed underneath the downtrend, the immediate downtrend, which was right through here, as you see. Came through, stop right there. This was the zone I was looking at. Stop loss right above there. Stop loss held there with the drop right there. So no different here for me, taking a sell on gold through here off of this line. This is exactly where I took the trade right here, 19, basically right here. This is the zone. Now I see there's a small little line right here. This I'm not really too concerned about. I just happen to put it there because I just see where the buyers are. This isn't really a zone I'm too concerned about. If it holds on and it holds on it. But the zone that I'm more concerned in is this downtrend right through here. You can even dual trend line this. Can even put this like about like right here. And this is it. So we're going to see a pop up on gold. The pop up here, which is probably going to be around here, 1914-ish here is going to be it. Or we're going to see the reaction come straight back down into this. This is something that I've been looking at. Again, I was a little, it is what it is on my sell on gold. I actually had it sitting, it was like 1927 or something, somewhere like right in here. I know it was like right in here I had a sell. And it was a little sell, and it was when the market opened. I was like, oh, this looks good. And then it just didn't end up wanting to go my way. So again, this is going to be one to watch, because if it does pop up around 1915, guys, to 1920 is going to be the daily selling zone. But I see this thing not pushing up right now, and I do not want to miss this thing. I am totally fine with getting in down here. All it is assessing your risk. That's the biggest thing that you have to do every single time, is just assess your risk. I think my stop loss is like 1905 or something. Yeah, like 1905. But as far as dropping goes for this thing, even if it does go up, I'm still going to take a trade up here. This is where I'm going to be looking at for a new trade. As far as dropping goes for this, though, I don't really know. I don't really know where this thing could possibly stop at, but it does have this potential to go down here. And this is a big crossing point right here. This is a very big crossing point for gold through here. So just keep this in mind. If it has a retracement because of the move that it had, that's fine. This is going to be the selling point up in here if it does have that pullback. But if not, then this is probably most likely going to be the zone that it goes on. So keep that in mind. A couple other trades that I think are going to be really good are going to be Euro NZD. So that is the fib zone there. This zone all the way through here. That's the break and retest through there. And then you see it just did a retesting point right here. This was the retest. Here is the monthly through here. That's the monthly pullback off of Euro NZD. You can see that. How do I do that? Where's this at? I'm trying to see how to take that off. Is there not a way to take this off? No, it's not what I want. I don't see the button to do it. It's all good. So iPad's a little different. Anyway, this is the excitable move here. This is a confirmation right here for traders there. This is a little uptrend line right here. This is just break and retest off of the monthly 4-hour zone. If you watch this, okay, some sort of pullback up into here is what we want. That's what we want. I wanted to see it cross this line. I had an alert set because I wanted to see if it actually crossed that line, because it's been going up for a pretty long time. If we see this thing come up, guys, we're going to be looking to find some kind of stoppage point around this level. This is going to be a stopping point around that zone. It's going to have to go above this line there. If it's going to go up, it's going to have to go above that line right there. Or if it starts showing signs. But that whole line, this whole thing right here, all of this, let's see if it'll give me the option. No, because it wants to be done. But it's making me do the fib. Get away from me. I hate when it does that. It does that on my computer too. It's just dumb. But yeah, all right in here. This is what we're going to be looking at. All that right in there. This is going to be this whole level right here is going to be the zone in which we want to look at for Euro NZD. I want to see a pullback off of that zone. All it did is probably, it just looks like it just went back and retested this. Yeah, it's about right. It just went back and retested that little range right there. So that's a point that would make perfect sense. Now what we're going to want to see is what price does around right here. Same thing with Euro odd. It's really no different on Euro odd. It's the same thing. If we go and look at, this is the fib completion zone. They're on to the fib completion, the daily zone. That's a little zone there. Is it Euro odd? Is doing the same thing off that, but it's still Euro NZD is what looks better. Euro NZD is easier on the eyes, a better setup on the eyes. Euro odd has just went back and retested a zone through here. This is a zone of money right there in this zone. That is a zone. If Euro odd holds here, this will be underneath of the zone. Could possibly see some type of retracement in that. This was the sell right there. Euro odd I actually don't like as much as I do Euro NZD. I actually don't like Euro odd. I don't even want to worry about Euro odd actually. Let's see. Euro GBP. This one, every single time it reaches this weekly zone, has not went above this zone right here. This is one that I really liked for this week. All the Euro pairs I like for sales, if I'm not mistaken, but this is the one that you guys want to look at right there. That zone on Euro GBP is going to be very important to watch, because it is very bearish at that level. And it seems like it takes some time to drop when it gets there. So it seems like it takes a couple of days to actually get there. So I would definitely pay a lot of attention to that zone right there. So definitely would pay a lot of attention in that, because this zone is pretty good. And to look at this too, guys, through here, a horizontal line as well, because you got to think they're also looking horizontally, so you don't want to just be one-sided on everything. But it seems as if oh my god, I could like slap this thing, because it will not get off of this fib. It's on the fib right now. That's what it's on. It's just massive. Get away. I do not understand why it does that on the massive side of the fib. But anyway, so definitely pay attention to this zone through here. We might have a little bit more of a pop, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this, but just again, this zone, there's a zone. But what I want to see is the reaction right here. If this zone right here, I want to see what it does off of this level through here. And if it shoots up, this is going to be a zone in which you could probably take a position right in here. Okay. Then comes down again. This is that's a for sure trade there. But just paying attention to those levels, that's something that I'm watching pretty heavily on that zone. So whenever we look at the market, when we're paying attention to this zone right here is one to really, really watch, really, really pay attention to right through here on this, because it stays very bearish off of that line. So this is not something that is happening at that line, so I wouldn't really worry too much about that. But looking at this through here, as you see, it's just a good trade, for you guys to be able to take, to just pay attention to. That's just a good little move in there. So I just don't want people to, possibly miss that, or not see that, because again, that's a really, really good one on that level right there. So definitely a really, really good one through that level. Let's see. I not even, the comments don't pop up on my I'm looking at them on my computer. Eager Beaver. Yeah, we'll look at GN. some trades that are done. CAD. No. Swiss. Odd CAD. This thing has just freaking been tanking all the way through all those zones. That's perfect. Yeah, let's go look at GN. Go peep that. GBP, NZD. GN broke out of that zone. I think I marked this up last week, actually. Oh, GN and GA. I need to look back at this again because GBP AUD is also at a good zone now that I'm thinking about it. I'm glad you brought that up. GBP AUD is at this, I don't know why I have that marked up. That is the fib retracement through there. This is the daily zone through there. That is the break and retest on there. This is the 4-hour zone through here. That's the daily. Yeah, this one's at an interesting level because these things are really, it was trading really well. You can pretty much see, don't like this anyway. It's not trading close to a zone. That's the break and retest there. So it's under that. And I know you're talking about GN, but that's also the break and retest right through there. This is still staying underneath this zone. It's fighting though. But what it looks like if you go straight to the hourly and you examine this, this is the zone that we would want to see break under. That's the zone. Definitely through there is a zone in which we would want to see it break under. So looking at that, I think we'll get a better idea. And I know you're talking about GN, they pretty much move the same. Probably get a really good idea of what the market wants to do, breaking this zone here, staying underneath this, because it has a really nice reaction from this zone every time. I remember I actually did a buy on this pair, like literally right there, 3-to-1 straight up to that move right there. Didn't look at it anymore. There's the sell straight off there, came back up again. See how it popped it right there? Dropped straight down right there. It did come through there, but it seems like it's at a very interesting level around that zone right there. So that's something that I'm definitely paying attention to on GA. We can go look at GN as well. GN is basically doing the same thing. It's actually broken the immediate trend off of GN, which is a good thing. It's broken that immediate trend, and what we could possibly see is, yeah, it came underneath that level. Thing about these pairs though, they just move so, like, trying to get a good stop loss. It's really all about getting a good stop loss in this trade. That's really the biggest thing, is just finding, you know, good places to get stop losses and make sure that you protect the account. You know, that's really the biggest thing, you know, is finding those smart places to put stop losses in. And then that's kind of with GN, that's kind of the same thing, you know, trying to do that. Let's see. We will do. Oh, you guys said EU, UJ. Yeah, we can go look at that. I just looked over at this. EU is right here. Euro USD, 4-hour chart. I think that thing broke the monthly line, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it broke the monthly. That's a super bearish pair. Yeah. That broke out of the monthly line. That's the last, that's like the last spot for that thing to come down is there. So it looks like that's pretty much everything on that thing is bearish. On EU, that's the selling point through here that we've stayed there. Yeah. EU is pretty bearish. I think UJ is going to be, then that means UJ is most likely going to be bullish on that. Let's see. We are at USD. Yeah, that's the line. Let me adjust this straight through there. That's the trend. This is the trend right through here. That's all 4 hour zone. Straight through there. Yeah. And UJ, same thing. Oh, I guess because of the oh yeah, it's actually bearish also. Ooh, look at that. Right off of that line. Yeah, that's actually perfect. And that's actually, so this thing's also bearish. I guess it's because of the freaking massive, the massive move that it had in the market on the JPY pairs. This would be a good reason why this thing would be bearish per se. So that would make a lot of sense for USD JPY to look like it needs to have a tanking, because it actually broke out of the trend that it had been going up on. And that's a really, yeah, this is bearish too, for sure. For sure bearish off of that. We will be able to see, actually no, I was about to say something, but no, it's actually not relevant. Does anybody else have any other pairs? I'm about to get a drink.
Yeah, and GU on the break and retest for a sell.
GBP USD. Actually, GU is at that buying zone. Is this off the weekly? This is the zone I was talking about that it could have some kind of pullback to on GU right through there. Yeah. Looking at that shows me that we will be at here. Yeah, that's like the zone. So a break and retest on the sell.
Yeah, my markup, I had it marked up on the daily, had a dual trend line, and it has broken that, and it was holding underneath.
You had it marked up on the daily and what?
With a dual trend line. So, and my markup is a little different than yours, I guess. I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what you're seeing, because you said on a sell, and this thing's coming straight down off of the daily 4 hour. Yeah. Where are you? Are you so what are you? I'm just trying to think. What are you seeing on this doohickey here?
I don't know, man. Yours looks different. I'm gonna have to send you a picture of my markup. I wish I was on my computer, then I could show you here, but
Yeah,
I'll send you a
because
picture of how mine's marked up. On mine, it's broken and it's holding right underneath. But this has happened before where yours markups are a little different. It's weird. Like even stuff you'll mark up, I'll go to mark it up, and mine won't line up the same as yours for some reason. It's weird. Maybe I'm not seeing it right.
yeah, because I'm looking at that and I'm like, to me, I'm just like that. That would be more of like a. To me, that would be more like a buy. I mean, looking at the way the GU is set up and everything, that would look more as a buy to me. Um, but yeah, that's just what I'm looking at. That's just what I'm seeing off of that. So the 4 hour, and then I don't really see. I had these over here. These don't matter anymore. Yeah, this doesn't matter anymore over there. These are done. Just looking at a bunch of stuff that doesn't matter. And then the daily, uh, yeah. I mean, even if you were to draw a line through here, if you were to put a here, that's still coming to a buying zone. You see what I mean? So that's still a buying zone. The selling zone is like starting like here to there to there. So I mean, that's pretty much done. Um, yeah, those are all pretty much done through there. USD CAD, USD Chef.
Yeah, I don't know. I just looked at it too. Mine definitely looks like it's just different. It's breaking. Like when I look at my markup, even the farthest point of reversal, like my trend line is right on it. So on mine, it's
And you're
breaking. I
saying for a
sent you a
sell?
picture. Yeah, I sent you a picture of it. Like it broke it, and it's resting right underneath the trend lines that I have.
And what
I
time
sent you a
frame is this?
screenshot on the daily.
Oh, I see what you're doing. You're doing you're doing that one to that one. Yeah, you're doing that one to that one. You're doing dual trend lines off of that. Boom, boom. So you're going kind of like, yeah, I see what you're doing. So you're going like here, and you're going through here like that. You're going like that right there.
Yeah, and then the dual trend line along yeah, across the tips of the wicks. And right there with that markup, I had it. It's like resting right, like it just broke it, and it's resting underneath it, and it's holding underneath it.
Yeah.
See now, if you drop down to the hourly,
Yeah,
it looks
yeah.
like it's
It's
holding
hooking.
underneath. Yeah,
Yeah, it's hooking. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing.
yeah,
It makes sense. It's gonna go either way.
yeah.
It's definitely gonna go either way. I think. Let's see. Yeah, it's at an interesting point. I can see it though. I'd say this is gonna, for whatever weird reason, when the market reaches these zones, it has an interesting reaction off of them, because this is also
Oh
like
yeah,
would signify buy too. This little point
yeah.
right here, but I can see
Mhm.
what you're talking about, and the market is making it's stopping. There's a stopping point to it, so yeah, there's a little stopping point that's happening through there. So I could see that maybe going up and also honoring your line as well. I don't think either line is wrong. I really just think it just comes down to where the market wants to go, because that's not a bad line. Um, I would probably say I would do tip of the wick, so I would probably go like there, and I would hit daily line like that, strongest point of reversal. Yeah, and it's really just going to be preference of where this thing wants to go. That's honestly going to be about it, because
Yeah.
otherwise it's not really it. It's just going to move where it moves. Um, what's gold doing? I'm just interested in what this thing is going to do. So it's pushing up through that, looking like that thing wants to go up. So it's actually trading. I always think the market is so interesting. How small lines tend to show you the direction of the market, just like that right there. And this through here is the zone right here. It's the tip of the zone right there. There. That is the zone right there. Right through there. And we will see where it goes. Because this zone right here, so we'll know if gold doesn't reject off of this guy here, and because it's already crossed above this right here, then we will probably see gold go up there. If it does come back down to here, if it does come back down to there, then we'll see price shoot back up, and then we will know exactly where we're getting in at, which is going to be right up there. Is going to be the zone of where we're going to be, or that's going to be a zone I'm looking at to get in. If not, then it is what it is. Let's go look at USD CAD, USD Chef. USD CAD was cool because it hella rejected everything. So this line, I don't even know why I had that drawn up there. This line here doesn't matter. This line could come into play. Strongest point of reversal. You look at this thing through line chart. That strongest point of reversal, which also that's double bottom territory. So if it comes back down and hooks down, we could see price shoot back up. Obviously, we want to make sure that we pay attention to, any kind of exit point or a point in which, we see price come back and reject. That's a little zone right there. Want to make sure that we pay attention to where sellers are at all times, buyers are at all times. Seems like whatever happened in USD CAD, it had a big move to the upside, and price shot up. So that's going to be a zone that we'll be looking at on USD CAD. Not 100% sure what you was looking at on that, but yeah. And then, but that's a good outline of kind of price. Then USD Chef, I do not like this pair. I don't ever trade this pair. It's just like always moves in like the weirdest ways ever. But pull this over here. USD Chef off the weekly. I followed that line pretty good though. Definitely followed that line pretty good through there. Yeah. Monthly zone through there. Not really too much I like off the monthly. Nothing I really like off the weekly. If you were trading off of this zone off the daily, then you could get a very pinpoint place right there. That'd be like cash all day in that level. If I were to look at that, definitely off of that through there. I don't know what exactly you were looking at on USD Chef though, Dion, but that's kind of probably I'd throw this on here because I'd put it, yeah, maybe that would be something. Whenever I look at that, that could definitely possibly be something.
Yeah, I pretty much saw a sell for that one.
Yeah.
Let's
I would
see.
say see what the battle does. Because let's see this off of the weekly one more time. I would, let's see. No, it's not there. That's the range. That's a range. So USD Chef is in a range right now. So this is the range it's in. That one is cool. This one right here is cool off of the daily.
Wouldn't that be like considered like I guess the three touch?
Yeah. This would be one of your zones in which you would look at selling through here. So yeah, this would be one of your zones in which you'd be looking at selling. Again, it's all about exit. It's all about stop loss entry. That's like the biggest thing. So looking at this, this is kind of the uptrend line. I would say this is a good zone here, and kind of where you're looking is a pretty decent zone through here. It's just kind of off. Like when I go look at this, it's off right here, and I'm not hitting a touch right there. So it's not really a confirmed touch. It kind of seems more forceful than anything if I pop that at the very end. And then it seems like this was the zone that it really honored through here. It seems like this was the zone that it honored. So when I look at this, this is kind of the zone I'm like, this seems more bullish than anything. And whenever I go back over, so like there's my line. There's been no bearish reaction up here. There was a bearish reaction right there. There's a reaction on this line right here. Okay. There's a big reaction off of this line. The uptrend has not been broken yet off of this point right here. So not really, honestly, too much selling to me is looking like it's going on. So more than any, I can see what you're looking at, but that's the range right there. So the range is down here, and the range is right over here. This is where the range is. I'd give it some more time to sell, and I would sell more up there. I'd give it a little bit. I'd give it a little bit more time, because if you watch this, take that away, pull this over here, pull this right here. Okay, that's the week. That is the daily range. All right. Remember how when I pulled that line before from right here to right here, look what happened. Same exact spot, not a coincidence that it had a reaction right there. So what that tells me is that this is kind of done. This is not a line. This right here is not a line. Like right through here would be the line. Right through there would be the line. Now let's go look at that off of the smaller time frame. It's kind of already broken above it. That's getting the very tip of those touches right there, getting those touches over here, getting the tip of that touch there, pulling this thing over. If you wanted to sell, I'll put it this way. Gotta go rules. What are your rules? What is the reason that you would sell? So if you're going to take this immediate trend here, has it broke it? No. It hasn't broken anything that has signified a sell yet. So again, where you go back to your trading plan, your trading rules, is this telling you sell? Is this giving you the ability, to take a sell? And if it's not, then you just don't do it. But if it is, then of course you do it. For me, my rules would tell me I would need to at least wait off of this thing going below here. It needs to at least go below there. If it goes below there, then we're talking something. Other than that, nah, I wouldn't mess with that for a sell, just because it hasn't even broken the immediate uptrend. You know what I mean? So that's just me. It's kind of like whenever I talked about gold and gold going up or down, it broke above that. We'll probably like see price come back down. Probably gonna see price go up to 19 whatever, 16, 19, 20, something like that. Probably see price go up there like that. So looking at USD Chef, I'd let it at least break that hourly trend. But then again, that goes to my rules. I don't know what your rules are, so that's important that
Okay.
that you stick with the rules that you have written down, the things that that what your trading plan says. That's what's going to help save you at the end of the day. Feel me?
Yeah. So so let's say if I was trading the three touch rule, right?
You said what?
Let's say I was trading like doing the three touch rule and I saw the third touch. So basically I would still need the trend line basically to confirm the third touch, or like, you get what I'm asking?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, if you're going, three touch rule is just, one strategy and you're doing it like that, then yeah, you're gonna go, 1, 2, and 3. That's what you're gonna do. So if you're doing it based off of that, then yeah, and you're just gonna simply say, why? You're simply gonna put stop loss above here. Stop loss is just going to go above that line right there, and then that's your rule. That's it. Then that's fine. But if you have more in there than that, then you just want to try to stick to you know following that system. So if you're just trading off three touch rule, then yeah, you're doing fine. Then that's three touch off of that. If your strategy or the way you're looking at the market is, I'm going to go off three touch rule, and I'm going to take trades based off of the daily, and every single time that it reaches my daily selling zone or buying zone, I'm going to buy, I'm going to sell. For instance, it's not to say that it wouldn't work on this point, because it's not about is that going to it's not that that thing won't go down there. It's just simply, is it the right time for it to go down? Because in this instance, if you go three touch, there's one touch right there, there's one touch right there, that's two. There's your third touch. Your stop loss is going to go right below here. Well, guess what? You're winning all day. You see what I mean? So again, trading comes down to timing. So if you get in at the right time and your trade goes in your direction, then you make money. And that's just how it works. But if you get in at another time and it's not the right time for it to go down, it just doesn't go down. It's literally no different than whenever I took a trade off of odd USD based off of the 15-minute chart, and I sold it right over here, hitting this line, and I sold it right here. Right off this is where I sold it at, right there. Odd USD, boom. There's my sell. There's my stop loss. Like right up here, I think I sold it at 450, and I think my stop loss was at 550, and it held. And then there goes the drop right there. Again, timing. Same thing on gold. It's just not doing it. It's based off of timing. So it's just not the time for it to go down. That's perfectly fine. I did the same thing. It's no different. Came down to a zone for me, still downtrending. There's the zone. Here's my sell right here, and it's just going up. And there's nothing I can really do about it besides I just keep my stop loss sitting right here. And if it has a little bit of a move up, then that's fine. And if it decides to go down, then that's fine. It's just timing. So whenever you're taking your trade and you're looking at a USD Chef, let's find it. When you're looking at a USD Chef, if you're taking it based off of that daily zone, and that's what you had marked up, because I'm assuming this is why we're talking about this, then you sell it here and it just doesn't go down, then that's fine. You just don't keep getting in the trade over and over again. That's just not what you want to do. Me, whenever a trade is uptrending like that, right? I like to see, and this is a rule for me. I like to see it cross underneath the buying line, because then it shows that the buyers have kind of exited at that moment. And since they've exited at that moment, that's cool, because we want that exit to happen, because then it gives us room to be like, oh, okay, cool. Well, I'm going to sell whenever it crosses, under here. It doesn't have to do that massive of a move, but here and then here. Okay, cool. There's my sell, there's my stop. Easy trade. That's kind of how I look at that whenever I'm doing that trade right there. That's how I look at that. So again, if you're taking your trade off of here, there's one touch right there, there's two touch right there, there's three touch right there, and your stop is just going like right here. Like that. That's where your stop is going. So that's how that works when you're doing that, and it just happened to stay in the range, and you got your reward, and there was your reward up there. You see what I'm saying, though? All that makes sense?
Yeah.
About timing, and just if you're going to do the 3-touch rule, then just make sure that you trade with the right amount of selling, the right amount, or sorry, if you're going to take the trade, just make sure that you put your stop loss in the proper areas, and that if the timing is right, it's going to go in your direction. If it's not, then it's not. And then you find the new zone of where you would trade. Because if you're just seeing sells, then okay, you only see sells right now in those areas, but all right, where's the next zone to sell? If that's what you want to do in the market, there's your next zone to sell. You see that?
Yeah.
So make sure you take a small L up here, then get back in again up here. See what I mean?
Yeah. So
Like
okay.
that.
Okay. So basically, the way that you were saying that you would look at it for the sale, that was basically like two different strategies, correct? Like basically
Uh,
like the 3-touch and then the break and retest of that immediate trend line.
yeah, it kind of, but not really. Kind of, because it's a break and retest, like, and I'm wanting to see it break under and retest, but then not really, because all I'm doing is a trend line. So I'm using trend lines on both sides of the spectrum. I'm just trading whichever side it's above or under. That's how I base my trade. So if
Okay.
it's below on these trend lines, I'm going to sell. So this trend line here, this trend line here, both of these I'm going to sell, right? So if it's above, then I'm going to buy. You see what I mean? So that's the only difference. So like it would be coming down on break and retest of the a buy. Like there'd be no reason to sell right here. You see what I mean? Because if you were selling off of this line right here, then you would be buying right there. You feel me?
Yeah.
You see that? So
I do.
it's just switching. Instead of you selling and just thinking I'm only going to sell this because I just wanted to sell because that's what I wanted to do. Change your perspective and look and see, well, where are the buyers at? Maybe it's not ready to go down yet. Maybe it's just ready to keep going up. And then when you see like, oh damn, it's actually coming down to do a pullback, and then buy. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all you're doing.
I
Does that
got
make
you.
sense?
It does. It
Bet.
does. Appreciate it.
Bet. Yes, sir. Let's see. GBP Sheffity Defity. Where is GBP Chef? That was old Emmer. Old Emmy. So GBP Chef. We are I was looking at GBP Chef the other week actually and thinking where I wanted to sell that thing at. And you're looking right through here. What are you looking at on GBP Chef, my man? I'm trying to delete this off here. Thank you. The buying zone. I didn't take a sell on this. I was just looking at what would if my 30 pip stop loss, because I usually do 30 pip stop losses on all my trades, and so like on a GBP pair, I usually do them 30, sometimes 20, and they usually work. And I was just looking to see like if I would have taken that trade, would that have actually worked? And surprisingly, not really surprisingly, but it worked. But I just seen it would be like kind of like right there. But on GBP Chef, what exactly were you looking at on that? Was there something in specific you were maybe seeing to trade on? Rebecca's doing
I just
fire.
sent you some pictures, 2 pictures on the phone on Telegram.
Okay. You sent me. Oh yeah, I forgot I got this thing. This man got a lot of lines on there. Oh yeah, I see what you're looking at off of that. So you're going. Hold on 1 second. I want to see something. You guys see this? Look. You guys see this? On gold, look at that. See that? Right there? That is something that is holding nicely straight off of that zone. Straight off of that zone. That's the zone I was talking about on gold coming down. And see how it held right perfectly on that area. Literally. That's the area that I was talking about that you got to watch because it's just holding on that little zone. And you can see it came back and it tapped that thing right there. And then it went straight right off this level. This is what I guess where this magical zone of money is. It's always interesting to see how this all works in the market. But seeing this, here it is, break and retest off of that is kind of what we would be looking at. I just don't know if I really like this zone. The 4 hour just closed. Can't really see like I wanted to, but yeah, the 4 hour just closed. Anyway, let's go look at GBP Chef. Okay. So GBP Chef, yeah, I see what you're looking at on GBP Chef. You're going kind of off of that zone there off of the daily. It's there. It's going to be pretty much like GU though. It's in a it's just in a zone where it's either going to break out and go up or it's not. That's kind of like one of the two things that it's going to do. It's at an interesting level. Put it that way. Interesting level on GBP Chef, but I see the markup that you sent me. Makes a lot of sense for sure. But it's just in a zone where it's either going to push up on or go down. I'm personally will be looking at a trade here and then a sell stop. That's how I'd be looking at this. Not really here. Here, it seems like where most of the money is, and then a sell stop. That's how I'd be looking at that. And then once it comes back underneath here, it just gives me even more indication to sell. That's kind of how I'm looking at that. My man. Anybody have anything else? Are we good? I got to see how I'm going to make this recording work, because I got it over here. And I got to pause it. Yeah. All right, y'all. We'll figure this out. Yes. Hopefully all this will work on, if I did this right, because I got my laptop over here. And hopefully this thing will work the way I need it to. And I can upload this to YouTube, because that's how I do everything. They're all YouTube links. I think we'll be good though. But yeah. Well, I will catch you guys on to Thursday. Watch gold. Watch to see if gold comes up to here. This is going to be the reaction zone I'm going to be looking at. Around 1920 is going to be the zone I'm looking at. But especially this little line, it's always interesting to see like what lines affect what. But it seems as if, this is this line right here. It's holding on that line. This is a small line for me, but there is multiple daily reversal candles or 4-hour reversal candles right here. I can't make these things just like disappear like I did on my other one. It doesn't give me the option. So if this is the zone that gold decides to go up on, it's definitely at a bottom. It came all the way down here. This is a nice reversal zone, but I'm definitely going to be looking at 1918 as an out point for the buy, and then for this is here. Here we go. That's the downtrend right there. So it only will have to go 2 days over to here. So it won't take that long for it to get over there, but it'll just take a couple of days. But all right, y'all, you guys have a blessed one. You guys have a great one. I am going to end this recording there. I stopped it, and that's over. And yeah, all right, y'all, have a great one.